It's Sunday, January 19th, 2025. A lot to talk about today. I'm going to get right into it. Running a little behind today. I'm watching the Trump rally before the inauguration tomorrow. This thing went out for hours today, and I couldn't take my eyes off of it. I'm going to just say it. It was electrifying. It was very optimistic. A lot of positivity. It had a real crazy energy. And so look, whether you're right, left, in the middle, political, not political, at the end of the day, you can not deny that there are big changes coming to the United States. We're going to see how it all plays out. Look, I just hope that people just aren't, putting too much into this and then they're disappointed. We're going to see. But the energy today is very different than anything I've ever seen in my lifetime. And so it really makes you think, are we going to see some big changes coming to America? I think we really are. But, be ready for anything, ladies and gentlemen, because I do believe that it's not going to be as easy as they think it is going to be to turn this around. Just my opinion. I hope that it turns around instantly. And here's an article today from USA Today. Shock and awe. Trump plans 100 immediate executive actions. This is going to be on day one. And now there's reports it could be 200 executive actions tomorrow, day one. This would be out of this world. This would be crazy. It'd be historic. 100 executive orders, maybe 200, day one. Again, the whole rally was electrifying. Trump was extremely electrifying today. The energy, it's unbelievable. Again, you may hate this guy. You may not be political, but there's no way you cannot be watching this thinking that something is much different this time. Again, I hope people are not getting their hopes up and that things just fizzle out. I just think it's going to be much more difficult than Trump and this administration think to turn this ship around. Can it be turned around? Yes, absolutely. I don't think it's going to happen in the first 6 months. My opinion. Could we see some really good things? Yes. Could we see some bad things? Yes. I mean, think about just right now. There are thousands of law enforcement in Washington, D.C. They're sweeping these areas looking for bombs, radiation, weapons, you name it. This is much different than anything we've ever seen before. And this president is going to have to really be careful. TikTok begins restoring service after Trump vows day one executive order. A lot of people today breathing a sigh of relief. Last night, it was down. Today, it's been resuscitated by Trump. TikTok restoring U.S. service after Trump provided assurance. I think we can all agree, again, whether you love this guy, hate him, don't care, his popularity is about to surge. I think about the amount of people on TikTok right now who are thanking God that Trump kept this thing alive, resuscitated it. TikTok is back in the USA. You can continue to create, share, and discover, Donald Trump says. All the things you love on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. Don't use it, don't really care that much about it, but I do realize that there's people that do business with it, there's people that make an income off of it. I think it does like $22 billion a year, so it's a big deal to a lot of people, so I get it. 170 million Americans use the app. Let me know your thoughts on it. Do you think that TikTok should be shut down? Should it not? I mean, eventually I think it is going to be sold, and that's probably for the best. But, we're told every day about, the Chinese government spying on Americans. Hey, this government right here, right now, is doing a lot of spying on you too. And I don't know which one's more dangerous. Let me know your thoughts. Daily Mail, LA bracing for more catastrophic wildfires as forecasters warn of 100-mile-per-hour winds sparking extreme fire danger. Here we go again. So right now, as it stands, 27 people have lost their lives. 22,000 buildings have burned since January 7th. And now we have a major fire weather watch that has been issued for Monday through Friday. We're going to be heading out there. We should be boots on the ground, hopefully on Tuesday. give you our perception of things. If there's some people around, we'd like to talk to them. But as you probably would understand, many people probably don't want to talk about after losing their multi-million-dollar homes, their cars, everything. But we'll see if somebody wants to talk to us. But I think you get a different perspective when you go to something like this. And I learned this when we went to North Carolina and saw the Helene storm catastrophe. Watching it on TV is one thing. Walking with your own boots through the destruction is another. So we're going to go out there, check it out, report back to all of you, shoot some video. So make sure to check that out. Enrique will be with me. Check him out on Enrique Reacts. But Donald Trump is supposed to be in Los Angeles on Friday. Yesterday, the news was saying he'd be there this week. Today, he confirmed that he will be there around Friday. So you can bet California will be begging Donald Trump for any type of assistance he can give them. And I think he's going to do a good job and help out the Californians here that need it because Gavin Newsom, Bass, our politicians, leaders in California have completely dropped the ball and turned their backs on the people of California. Maybe people will wake up a little bit now, be a little bit more conscious of who they're voting for. And it doesn't matter if it's Republican or Democrat. We just want people who are looking after the people. And the people in power right now, at least in California, are not looking after the people. And now people, this is going to cost them so much money, so much time, so much anger. Desperation, sadness, you name it. And I think they're going to look at their votes and their politicians a lot differently now. Rental price gouging and scamming fueling the flames for California wildfires. In California, there's a law. Violators can be fined up to $10,000, do up to a year in prison. But in Los Angeles, there's now a penalty that landlords can be fined up to $30,000. So this will be interesting if we can talk to some people. If you want to comment down below, if you're in Los Angeles and you're going through this, please comment down below. But the people in Los Angeles right now who've lost their homes, they're still having to pay on those mortgages. So they're going to have to go rent a place, pay on the mortgages to a home that burnt down. There's a lot of people that just cannot do this. 40+% of the homes had mortgages. Not everybody is a multi-millionaire, billionaire in these areas. Some people are worth a few $1 million, but that's nothing today. Most of that money was tied up in the homes. When you're talking, you know, you have a $10,000 mortgage payment and you're looking at rent at $10,000 to $15,000, that's $25,000 a month. Most people that are millionaires cannot even do that. A lot of their money's not even liquid. It was tied up in real estate. It was tied up in these homes. It was tied up in businesses, all this stuff that burnt to the ground. Yes, there are people that have so much money, so many homes, this is not going to faze them. But there's a lot of people in these areas that it is going to face, that it is going to be an economic firestorm for. So it's going to be very interesting to see this. Again, very sickening that there are landlords out there taking advantage of people in these type of conditions. What Americans predict will happen in 2025, this on The Hedge today, 66% predict more extreme weather. I have to agree. We have never seen weather like this for the past couple of years. It's unbelievable. A couple of years ago, we had that major storm out here in the desert. It was just nothing we've ever seen before. What's happening with these fires, with the floods, it's unlike anything we've ever seen. Parts of the world getting snow. We've just never seen what we're seeing. Inflation will be higher. 59% say inflation will be higher. 52% think unemployment will be higher. I believe that. I believe all this. 52% say it's unlikely that the Ukraine war will end in 2025. Your thoughts on that? Do you think that the new administration can put an end to the Ukraine war this year, 2025, end it? I think they can, because what they have to do is just shut the money off. And one thing that I'm really going to be paying attention to here is this new returning president, this new administration, are they going to begin to cut the spending? And here's the concern. If they do, and there's all this euphoria, everybody believe everything is going to be great, it's going to be fine, and I hope it is. There is so much debt out there. They cut spending. There is going to be pain that is going to be felt here in America. And I don't know if Americans are prepared to deal with that, because right now they're in a party mode. They believe that their problems are over. Don't worry about the debt. Don't worry about the deficits. Don't worry about the job losses. Don't worry about the real economy. Don't worry about the inflation. You know, Trump's here. He's going to save all of us. I pray to God he does. But at the end of the day, there's too much debt in this country. There's too much debt across the globe. Right now, I think there's $315 trillion in global debt. You have a bank blow up in Europe or in Asia, a big one, it's going to affect us right here in America. There's so much debt. There's so much uncertainty. There's wars. There's so much going on that I just find it difficult to accept that this is all going to be fixed in 6 months. Could it be fixed in a couple years, 4 years from now? Yeah, possibly. I don't think it'll be fixed, but I think we could be on the right track to getting it fixed. Think about $36.2 trillion of debt. That is not going to be fixed overnight. Wall Street Journal, food prices are rising again, rising at the fastest rate in more than a year. Hopefully, one or two of those executive orders are going to make a big difference in your life tomorrow, and maybe it will. At least it's a step in the right direction. At least somebody is taking action and doing something, and I think that that momentum can make people feel better. I've talked to some people today, a gentleman that I know who's owned a restaurant out here in the desert for many, many years, and he's so happy, so glad. He's breathing a little bit better, but he said the last 3-4 years have been devastating to his restaurant. And now he sees some hope, some light at the end of the tunnel, and I agree. I do see some light at the end of the tunnel finally. But look, we got to see. We are going to see. If the spending does not cut, if they just think that they're going to solve all this by getting the Fed to push rates down and start printing money again, forget it. It's going to be game over. So we're going to see how it plays out. Why are banks in the U.S. quietly panicking? Well, we talked about this the other day. One reason here, bonds. Here's an example. Bank of America sitting on $112 billion in net unrealized bond losses. But their balance sheet remains strong. That's what's being reported. The balance sheet of Bank of America and so many of these banks remains strong. So much of the data, so much of the news that we're getting is so manipulated and so fake, and yet they are covering up the disaster and the danger, the underlying problems here with balance sheets and other manipulated data. And this is extremely dangerous because at some point you are not going to be able to cover this stuff up any longer. My concern is we're going to see a major rug pull in these markets. I hope I'm wrong, but they are so overvalued. We are no doubt seeing the biggest bubbles in housing and the stock market. You look at market profits compared to the GDP, the market is so overvalued. This is really dangerous stuff. And I'm happy that Trump is coming in. Biden cannot get out of here fast enough. He has done so much destruction to this country. That's not political. That's just a fact. Right, left, in the middle, political, non-political. Just as the sun is sitting right over those mountains right there, that man has done so much destruction to this country, just like Gavin Newsom just has done so much destruction to California. Doesn't matter what side you're on. It's just a fact. If they were Republican and did the same thing, I would call it the same way. I'm not political. I try to stay right in the middle. In the middle. But you gotta judge somebody on their works. You know, if you go to a restaurant and the food is horrible, do you say it's good? You say it's horrible. I mean, it might be somebody you know. It might be the owner. You may know them. But are you going to go to that restaurant every week knowing that the food isn't good? No, absolutely not. Because it sucks, right? So we're just being honest with ourselves. So people got to stop being so sensitive and so emotional. These people have done a horrible job, a complete disservice to this country. And a lot of people have gotten hurt financially, and a lot of people have gotten hurt in so many ways because a lot of this should have never, ever happened. Global debt skyrockets to $315 billion. Another article today. So not just our debt, but the global debt, the global banking system. All this stuff is all tied together now. So if one bank blows up, you know, in another country somewhere else tomorrow morning, you're going to be dealing with big problems because it's all connected. It's all tangled together. So anyways, if you watch the rally, comment down below. Let me know what you think about the inauguration tomorrow. Very, very dicey situation for law enforcement. Going to be a lot of people out there. There's a lot of threats. Think about what they're hearing, what they know. They're looking, for all types of things. So be careful if you're heading out there. God bless all of you. Again, the rally was very uplifting, very positive, very energizing. I like it. I think it's an incredible start to a new administration, a new change. And let's hope that laws are going to begin to be enforced, and that the people that need help are going to get help, and the people that don't need the help, that shouldn't be here, are out, and they're done getting $5,000 debit cards. They're done with the hotel rooms. They're done giving your tax money to these countries for war. They're done giving your tax money for people to come over here and stay at hotels and eat dinner and get an education and get health care and all that, while you have to go to an emergency room, wait 8 to 10 hours to get help. Hopefully we begin to see some change. In all honesty, if this man, Donald Trump, can get even half of what he says done in 4 years, he'll go down as one of the best presidents in history, maybe the best. If he can get even half of what he says done, he's going to go down as one of the best ever. That's just a fact. At the end of the day, we're going to see. It's all talk right now. It's all talk right now. It's all about action now. And tomorrow, we may see some action. This guy actually signs 100 plus executive orders, and what those executive orders are, it's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting start to 2025, very interesting start to this presidency. The world's watching, ladies and gentlemen. We had 4 years of the weakest human being I've ever seen in my life, a guy that couldn't even walk down some stairs, a guy that would fall down, a guy that needed a diaper, a guy that didn't even know where he was from day to day. And again, it's not political. You know it's the truth. I know it's the truth. Whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, you know it's the truth. That man right there could not be a Walmart greeter at any Walmart in anywhere I've ever been, period. That guy could not be a Walmart greeter, and yet he was the president of the United States of America for 4 years. And there's people still fooling themselves that he was smart, intelligent, patriot, yada, yada, yada. Man, that guy is demonic. That guy was a puppet, and the puppet masters, the invisible hand, was playing games for 4 years and did a lot of damage here. And now this new president is going to have to go in and untangle the knots, try to repair as much damage as he can very, very quickly. It's a mess, ladies and gentlemen. Pray for this country. Pray for Donald Trump, the new president, tomorrow, Monday, January 20th, 2025. Be safe out there. God bless. Please comment down below. Talk to all of you very, very soon.